Hello, welcome back to Trumpet's Call. I'm Maria. I pray that you're blessed on this fine day, and I pray that you're hoping in the Most High as we wait on Him. His salvation is near, and we must continue to pray and hope in His goodness. Well, today's lesson, we're going to be looking at a few verses in the book of Numbers, chapter 32. I was reading this a while back, actually, and I meant to do a lesson on it, and it just slipped my mind. And so I was going through some of my notes, and I saw this, and I thought, hey, don't forget about Numbers. Don't forget about Gad and Reuben and all the wonderful lessons that I saw when I was reading through this a few weeks back. So I think we're going to dig in a little bit and see what the Most High has to say to us about these wonderful verses of Scripture in Numbers chapter 32. So let's begin. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer in the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, Ataroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and Eliah and Shebam and Nebo and Beon, even the country with Yahuwah smote before the congregation of Yasharal, is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. That's a very obvious statement. This is a good land for cattle, and we have lots of cattle. Okay, a little backstory. So the children of Israel have come out of Egypt. They've been set free, and they're about to inherit the land promised to them by the Most High. So we're in the book of Numbers, and we're looking at an encounter as the people are traveling toward the promised land. Gad and Reuben and the half tribe of Manasseh notice this really good land on the opposite side of the Jordan, because they're about to cross the Jordan River. So they noticed this really good land that seems like it'd be really great for cattle, and they wanted this land. They wanted to have this land on the opposite side of Jordan, as opposed to waiting to cross over Jordan and inherit the land on the other side, like the majority of the children of Israel. So this is the backstory. So they noticed the good land, and so they go to Eleazar the priest and Moses, and they say, hey, this is really good land. Can we possess this land? Can this be our territory? Can this be our inheritance? Okay, continuing in verse 5. Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, and bring us not over Jordan. I'll make a quick statement about verse 5. I love the humility. If we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants. So if you look at the children of Israel back then, they always seemed to speak in a way that was just most gracious. I feel like we've lost that in our community, and I pray that the Most High restores it really quickly. There's a way of looking at yourself as humble, and others who are in authority over you as having authority over you and having a greater level of weight or glory or authority or power, and you're acknowledging that and bowing down to that in a way. And I think it's really special. It's just really wonderful. Verse 6. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war, and ye sit here? Moses is not having it. Moses is saying, wait a minute now. We're about to cross the Jordan River and go and fight these ites, all these Canaanites and Amorites and Perizzites and Girgashites. We're about to go fight these ites. And you and Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh want to sit here on this side of the Jordan River and enjoy your inheritance while the others of us go and fight to inherit this land? Verse 7. And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Yasharal from going over into the land which Yahuwah hath given them. Thus did your fathers when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up unto the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Yasharal, that they should not go into the land which the Most High Yah had given unto them. So Moses is saying here, if you decide to stay on this side of the Jordan River and just live your life and have your best life now and not cross over with the rest of us, the children of Israel are going to be afraid. They're going to say, wait a minute, if the 2.5 tribes have decided not to cross over with us, we're not going to be able to go in and fight. We're not 12 tribes strong, so we don't want to go up. Maybe we're not meant to inherit. It's going to discourage them, just like it did. Just like they were discouraged when the spies went up and came back with a negative report. So this is Moses' response. Verse 10. And he continues, and Yahuwah's anger was kindled the same time, and he sware, saying, surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they who have wholly followed the Most High. I have done a lesson on Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite. I encourage you to check that out. It's a really good study on Caleb. So he's saying here, the Most High punished the people because we were faithless, and you guys were faithless. Moses had faith, but the congregation was faithless, and so the Most High judged you and did not allow you to enter into the land. All those who were 20 years old and younger spent 40 years wandering in the wilderness, waiting until the older generation died out in the wilderness, waiting to inherit the land. So we had to endure all of that, and now you're telling me you don't want to go into the land with the rest of us? Continuing. Verse 13. And Yahuwah's anger was kindled against Yasharal, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all that generation that had done evil in the sight of the Most High was consumed. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men to augment yet the fierce anger of Yahuwah toward Yasharal. For if ye turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. So Moses is saying to these 3 tribes, his 2.5 tribes, he's saying, you who are now the generation following those who have died out in the wilderness, you are the younger generation who are now, you were in your 20s or younger then, and now you're probably in your 40s or a little younger. You're that new generation that's to inherit the land. Are you telling me you don't want to go up with us to inherit this land and then cause the fierce anger of the Most High to come against us again? And all these people will once again be destroyed in the wilderness. So this is Moses' response. He's not having what they're proposing right now. Verse 60. And they came near unto him, and they said, we will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Yasharal until we have brought them unto their place. And our little ones shall dwell in fenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return unto our houses until the children of Yasharal have inherited every man his inheritance. And this is the part of these verses that just blessed my heart, because their response is, we see this land, this good land. We think our cattle will be very happy here. This is what we're proposing to you, Moses and Eleazar. We're proposing that we build sheepfolds for our cattle here. And we build cities, fenced cities, so that our wives and our children will be safe from the inhabitants of the land. We will make sure they're taken care of and they're protected, and then we will go with you, armed and ready for battle. And we will not come back to this land where our houses are and where our children are and where our wives are until we have helped every single tribe inherit their land. And that blessed me. because we are our brother's keeper. We saw in the book of Genesis where Cain was not Abel's keeper. He was not. He committed murder against his brother because his brother's acts were righteous and his were not. And so here we see this new generation that had survived the wilderness. And we see this care and this concern for one another. We see Gad and Reuben and the half tribe of Manasseh saying, we understand that we are a family. We are a family of 12 sons of Jacob, and then the 2 sons of Joseph that Jacob adopted. We recognize that we are 14 tribes strong. We recognize that. And we recognize that we fight together and we inherit together and we look out for one another. And this just blessed me because I just pray that the Most High will restore unto Yasharal and unto our nation the same sense of looking out for one another and fighting for one another and understanding that we inherit together. We inherit the kingdom as a group of people, not one tribe here, another tribe there. We inherit together. Moving on. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side of Jordan or forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side, Jordan eastward. And Moses said unto them, if ye will do this thing, if ye will go armed before Yahuwah to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Most High, until he hath driven out his enemies before him, and the land be subdued before Yahuwah, then afterward ye shall return and be guiltless before Yahuwah and before Yasharal, and this land shall be your possession before the Most High Yah. But if ye will not do so, behold, you have sinned against Yahuwah, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build your cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which hath proceeded out of your mouth. So Moses here essentially gives them his blessing. He's saying, okay, do what you just said. Do what you have promised to do. You will inherit this land on the east side of Jordan. Build your cities for your family members, for your children. Take care of your crops and your herds and whatever you need to do, and then join us on the other side of Jordan and help us defeat these ites so that we can all inherit our land. We can all live before the Most High in this land that he has blessed us with, he's saying. And after you've done that, then you can come back here and you can live amongst your family. But if you don't do what you said, if you say that you're going to do it and then you actually don't, be sure your sin will find you out. And that is another thing that struck me as I was reading these verses of scripture, that sometimes we don't always recognize that our sin does find us out. The Most High sees it all. He sees everything. And that we need to act and live our lives with integrity. If we say we're going to do something, we have to do it. Even though sometimes it's difficult when you make promises or you say you're going to do something and then something comes up. But we have to have integrity before the Most High and before each other. And looking out for one another and having integrity regarding that is something that's much needed in our nation. And I pray that the Most High restores it 1,000-fold. Moving on. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war, before Yahuwah to battle, as my Lord saith. Which is just wonderful how respectful they are to Moses right now. I just love it. So their family's going to be on the east side of Jordan, but once they get them settled, they're crossing over on the other side of Jordan to help Moses and all of their brethren inherit their land. Verse 28. So concerning them, Moses commanded Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Yasharal. And Moses said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle before Yahuwah, and the land shall be subdued before you, then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they do not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As Yahuwah hath said unto thy servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before Yahuwah into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on this side of Jordan may be ours. So we're going to help you inherit your land so that we can inherit our land. We recognize that our ability to inherit our land on the east side of Jordan is contingent upon your ability to inherit your land, I suppose, on the west side of Jordan. And so the Most High is saying clearly in the scripture, at least to me, that our ability to be successful, our ability to live good lives, holy lives, set apart lives, lives that are pleasing to the Most High, and lives that make us feel enriched and engaged, is dependent upon our ability to help that reality occur for our brothers and our sisters, whether Hebrew or Gentile. So our ability to look out for our brothers and sisters, to be our brothers' keepers, to have their backs, to cast our bread upon the waters and help and serve, especially during this time when so many people are experiencing lack due to the circumstances that have come upon us as of late. That our ability to look out for one another and to help one another, it assures our own success. So they're saying here, we'll pass over armed. We're going to fight hard because we want to inherit our land. So we'll make sure you inherit yours so that we can inherit ours. It's just a beautiful lesson in this for us. And we're continuing in verse 33. And Moses gave unto them even the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and unto the half tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land with the cities thereof in the coast, even the cities of the country round about. So, we've read all of our verses for today. So this is a relatively short lesson. I just wanted to read these verses and just talk about just the importance of helping each other to inherit. There are so many great and precious gifts that the Father has in store for all of us, but we're going to have to fight for them. We fight the good fight of faith. We fight the good fight of humility. We fight the good fight of sharing and giving and apologizing when necessary, humbling ourselves when necessary, which is a lot, I suppose. And so we fight. We're fighting the good fight of faith right now. And for us all to inherit, we need to be looking out for one another. There are needs. There are people who have needs right now. And so we need to have our eyes open and our ears open to the Most High so that He can share with us who needs us, who needs prayer, who needs resources, who needs a telephone call, who needs to hear that they're forgiven, who needs to hear that good word, who needs what you have. Because we need to help our brethren inherit so that we can inherit. So, that's our lesson for today. And I pray that you have received it into your heart. And I thank the Most High that He is gracious unto us and He blesses us and helps us where we're weak and where we're strong. He enables us and equips us. So I pray that you have a wonderful day. And I pray that the Most High bless and keep you and make His face to shine upon you and lift up His countenance upon you and grant you peace, grant you ease and grace and provision and protection and guidance, and that everything that you need, the Most High is providing for you. because we are our brothers and sisters' keeper. Shalom. Yasharal. Shalom.